everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Dee, and this is Dee's Reading Lounge, where I'm sharing my love for reading at my own pace. And so in this video, I am going to be organizing my shelves, my book cart, and my sister, when I went home the last time, she gave me a small bookshelf that I put on the other side of the room because this room was becoming a little bit congested. My significant other mentioned something about it getting crowded because I had my book cart behind the door up against this wall, and when you would open the door it wouldn't open all the way. And so yes, since I have been back reading, I have accumulated quite a few books, which I'm excited about because I have been enjoying my reading journey. However, I want to organize myself so when I'm ready for a particular genre or in the mood, because I am a mood reader, I can just go to the particular part of my shelf and pick the book out. And so let me show you all what I've got in relation to what other people may have. This is a very small book collection, okay, book collection, but ideally I want to keep my collection of books to the minimum for the most part, but I do have a lot of like space. This is a 3-compartment bookshelf. It's quite shallow, so I have various different genre of books here. I tried to organize it some way, but over the last couple of months, I guess, it has gotten in disarray. So like I said, the bookshelves are kind of shallow, but I do have some space, as you can see right here, and also down here I've got some workbooks. These are big like medical coding books, and then on this side these are all the books that I have read recently that I want to put in a particular area on the shelf. I want to designate books that have already been read, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know how I want to organize these shelves. So I'm doing this video in hopes that filming will inspire me some way. So what I'm going to do is work on this shelf first, and I'm going to start just by taking down the last row of books, my workbooks, coding and stuff like that, which are quite large books, as you can see. And I want to be able to use my shelf for my reading books, not necessarily like work related books. So I am limited in space. That's the only thing with having all these books and things like that, because I tend to keep like my work books, you know, resources that I use for work and things like that. I tend to keep like older editions and things like that, so I can reference like older editions. But I really, as you can see, need to put these somewhere because I haven't been using these like older workbooks in a while. I'll probably find a shelf, maybe that closet right here, if I have any space, and maybe house these here because I really want to get the most out of my bookshelf and use them for, you know, my actual like books, not workbooks. Okay, so I put them here, and so now I've got just these books right here, so I'm going to put these over there. And so I'm going to get to organizing. I don't know how I'm going to do this, y'all, but we'll see. So I need to figure out what I want to do over here. Okay, so the majority of these books are some historical fiction, a thriller, women's fiction, contemporary fiction, an autobiography. So I know right off the bat that I'm going to house my autobiographies and memoirs in the new shelf that I got. So I'm going to take this one, and this is Eve's new one, Who's That Girl? I got this when it first released. So I'm going to take that out. I've got Michelle Obama's book that I never read that I would like to read at some point. I've had this book for some time. So I'm going to take those two out because I know that's going to go on another designated bookshelf. All right, so I've got some John Grisham thriller. Okay, all right, so let's just make this first shelf historical fiction because that is my favorite genre. And so I'm going to leave the other Boiling Girl on this shelf because this is technically historical fiction. I'm gonna remove this one. So I'm not gonna talk all the way through this. I'm just going to get to organizing, removing everything that's not historical fiction off of this shelf. All right, so I'm finished with sorting all of the books, removing all the books that were on this shelf that were not historical fiction, and I placed the ones that were on this first row. So these are the books that I already had on the shelf that were historical fiction. So now I'm going to move to my book cart. If I can remove all these other books out of the way. My gosh, I got a lot of stuff, y'all. I got a lot of stuff. I collect cookbooks as well because I'm always trying to experiment with different like healthy meals and stuff like that. Yeah, so let me put all these non-fiction books in one pile because they're gonna go on this other shelf. Okay, so now here is my book cart. I need to figure out what I'm gonna be doing with this as well. I don't know. I really don't know, but I think I wanna get everything off of this cart and moved onto the shelf and slowly move books here, or maybe as overflow. That's probably what I'll do just to keep it empty for now. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I've got a lot of nonfiction books here on the first shelf that I'm just going to remove, and I'm going to place all of the historical fiction novels. I think this is historical fiction. Remove all the historical fiction and place on this bookshelf. Okay, I know this one is historical fiction. Also, Yellow Wife. I don't know if I would consider J. California Cooper historical fiction. Let me know what you think. I think I would classify her books as literary fiction. I don't know, because I know they're set in the... But for right now, I'm just gonna put them in like literary fiction. Okay, so that is not... Okay, got this, another Octavia Butler, which is science fiction. Colleen Hoover, I think that's thriller. Women's fiction. American Beauty, this is a historical piece. So I'm gonna put that in the pile. Golden Poppies is Yellow Crocus is the first book in that series. And then Mustard Seed, this is historical fiction as well. Tracy Brown, I've got 2 books by her so far. Second House from the Corner by Sadiqa Johnson. This is thriller. This is a thriller, I think. So I think Tracy Brown goes into the women's fiction. category, or regular literary fiction. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the thrillers on here. This is women's fiction too. Let's see what we got here. Savage the Bones, literary fiction. Okay. The Matter is Life. This is another J. California Cooper. The Healing by Jonathan. I think this is historical fiction. Yes. And The Good Negress is historical. It just looks like I do. And this one, I guess I've just been keeping it in this protective wrap. I think I'm gonna keep doing that because I don't want to mess the cover up. This is historical fiction as well. So I'm going to be moving all of these books plus these 3 onto the shelf in the back. So what I did was I took the books that were, you've seen it before, in the hanging CD shelf. I designated one section for my things, and then my significant other, his stuff is on the other side. He collects CDs, so I took my books from that shelf and brought them down here. Everything is like on the floor. I do believe that these are all the historical fiction books that I have. Now I'm going to put all of the contemporary / women / literary fiction on the other shelves. I do believe these are all of my historical fiction novels. I think I know I have one that I just took off the shelf. I take that back. I have 2, which is Queens of London, which I showed in my last haul. It's like a women's type mafia gangster back in the 20s, I think. Yeah, 20s era. And then I've got The Other Princess. So I'm going to see if I can fit them on this shelf. Squeeze them in. I think they can fit. Okay. All right. So now I'm complete with all of my historical fiction. All right, so the next shelf is just going to be all of my fictional novels. Whether it's contemporary, literary, women's fiction, just general fiction. But I am going to try to put all of one particular author in the same location. So these are J. California books right here. I have read 1 so far, and I'm due for a rereading because this was like a 5. So I'm gonna put all her books over here. And then I do have, let's see here, Toni Morrison. We're gonna put her books here as well. I've got The Song of Solomon, and actually this is a 3-book binding of Song of Solomon, Tar Baby, and Sula. Then I've got Love. Nowhere is a Place in the Book of Harlan by Bernice L. McFadden. And then I've got one Walter Mosley book, Black Betty. Got a Kristen Hanna. I don't think this is historical fiction. Then I've got The Good Negress, Miss Pearlie's Girls by, who is this? Rashonda Tart Billingsley, and The Townsend Family Recipe for Disaster, which is a newer book that I purchased. I got Perfect Peace by Daniel Black and James McBride. I've got Queenie, which is contemporary fiction. I'm gonna put that one in the front because I do want to try to reread this one to see how I like it. I don't think I read it all. Anyway, I might give it away. So I'm gonna put that right there. Then I've got Tempest Rising by Diane McKinney Whetstone. I've only got one book of hers, and so I do believe that is all of the books. Let me see. Yeah. No. These are the last women's literary and contemporary fiction books right here. So I've got Jesmyn Ward's Salvage the Bones. I've got Americana by, what's her name? Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. And then The Darkest Child. Then I've got Tracy Brown and Ellen Hilderbrand. I've got another book by her that I'll be showing in a future video, Tracy Brown. So I'm gonna put this one right here. And then Ellen Hilderbrand, The Identicals. Okay, all right. So the last row, I lied. I have more contemporary fiction novels, and then I've got a few science fiction, which just by one author, Octavia Butler. That's the only one that I have the bandwidth for, is Octavia, and the rest are thrillers. And then like a book that I got from the thrift store that I never got around to reading, but I wanted to read at the time, which is The Maintenance Man. I wouldn't classify this as a romance novel. I would classify this as a women's fiction novel. So I'm gonna put these two books, American Marriage and One Blood. These are actually, this is historical fiction, I think. Okay, so it's like 1960s. I wouldn't really consider this historical fiction. But anyway, women's literature, literary fiction. I'm gonna put in this shelf down here. Oh my gosh, I can't even. I'm gonna have to place it like that because it won't allow me to stand it up. And then American Marriage. And then the rest are going to be romance. No. Maintenance Man. And then the rest are going to be romance novels. I think I have all of my contemporary fiction. Yeah. All right. So the rest are going to be romance novels and thrillers. I'm going to see how many thrillers I can fit on this shelf. If not, I'm going to have to put some books on this other shelf and just have my book cart as overflow books. Anyway, so all right, so romance. This shelf is all situated, I do believe. So I've got my historical fiction at the top, and then my general women's literary fiction on the second row. And then on the third row, I've got literary fiction, women's fiction, continued with romance right here. So these are all of my romance novels right here, which I don't have a lot. Where is, oh, Beverly Jenkins. Yeah, her book is right there. Okay, so the only other books that are left to be sorted are my nonfiction and my thrillers. And so I don't have enough room on this shelf for like anything else. This space right here is going, I'm just gonna leave this for additional books if I should, you know, accumulate more romances or whatever. These are all nonfiction books that I've had for quite some time, except for this one I just read. This one, which is The Cancer Journals by Audre Lorde. So I'm going to start on this bookshelf over there, and those are going to house my nonfiction, my thrillers, and my, you know what, my science fiction, because I do have a few science fiction books. Okay, so here is my other shelf on the other side of the room. As you can see, it's wider, like the depth of the shelf is wider, but it is shorter. It's a smaller size shelf, only 2 shelves. So what I'm gonna do is start with putting all of my nonfiction on the top. I love nonfiction. Nonfiction is where I started. I also read a lot of self-help. But y'all, I'm mad because I cannot find The Warmth of Other Suns. I've had that book for a long time, and now all of a sudden I cannot find it. So yeah, I can't find that book. So I'm gonna have to look for that book because I really want to read that book. Even though I've had it for like 5 years and haven't read it, I need to find that book. All right, so we're going to, I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to place these books so I can get maximum storage space. So should I do it going this way, or should I do it laying down? I feel like I get more bang for my buck laying the books like this, going vertical versus horizontal, because it's going up versus across. And then if I do this, it takes up a lot of space, more space. And I like to be able to see like the names of the books as well. So, I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. You know, I can clearly look and see what the book is. Anyway, all right, so these are all of like my nonfiction books that I feel like every Black person should read and get an understanding of how things started for us in this country. This is a good one. I haven't read it, but I heard it was a good one. Stamped from the Beginning, and then The Color of Law. This is about a forgotten history of how the government segregated America. So how segregation, redlining, and things like that happened, and how that still kind of affects us today. And then The 1619 Project, which was a gift for me. I got something in here I've never read. What is this? Okay. So I'm just gonna lay them like that because I feel like I get more space. Of course, when I find The Warmth of Other Suns, I'm gonna place it here because that's in line with the other books. Let me see. Also, another book that goes here is the Original Black Elite by Daniel Murray. This is a story of a forgotten era of Black elites in America before it was torn down. So I still want to read these books, y'all. I still want to read these books, but I just need to make time to do so. I mean, it's not that long. This book is not that long. 400 and something pages. It just looks like a really big book. So I'm gonna put that there. I think that's all as far as these types of books. So the next are going to be my hardback memoirs. I've got Becoming, I've got Eve. I'm going to put that one on the top because that's the newest one. Cicely Tyson's book. Jennifer Lewis. This is the next one that I'm going to read, so I'm going to put that one on the top. And I think that is all of my hardbacks. All of my hardbacks. Okay. I'm gonna stick Cast on the top of Black nonfiction. Then I've got Never Caught the True Story. I've got The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. And then what else I want to put there? Okay. The Sun Does Shine. Then I'm going to put my memoirs in paperback here. This is Jessamine Ward's and Viola Davis. I love, love, love that book. The Panther and the Lash, Poems of Our Time. I'll put this right here. And then I do have a slave narrative, Incidents of a Slave Girl, but for some reason I cannot find the book. I'm just losing books left and right. Oh, here it is. Here it is right here. So I'm gonna put that right there. So I'm gonna leave this space right here empty for all of my other like African American nonfiction. When I find The Warmth of Other Suns, I know it's in here. But yeah, I don't know where it went. Yeah, I'm gonna put that there too. Okay, let me just move these this way, and I'm going to put like my nonfiction self-help books starting right here. This is 48 Powers of Law. And then I've got the 4 Agreements, the 5 Love Languages, and Atomic Habits. Let's see. I've got, well, this is a fiction. This should go Animal Farm. This is such a good book. This should go over there. Should I do Christian nonfiction, Battlefield of the Mind, Praying with a Purpose, and then I've got my money books. Those will go together separately. I've got a lot of finance books. So let me see if I can fit these here. And I certainly can. They fit perfectly. All right. Yeah, so next I am going to put my nonfiction finance books. I've got investing books. I'm going to put all of these right here. Some more investing books. Okay, these are some additional nonfiction books. Get Out of Your Head, Keep It Shut, and Heart Talk. These are all read. I'm gonna, let's see, put those right there. Okay, and then my finance books. All right, so the rest of the book should be thriller and science fiction. So let me start with my thriller books first, because I only have a few science fiction books. Okay, so got The Housemaid. I've got, let me see. I think I got more than one by this author, I think, but maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Or should I put it like this? S.A. Cosby, Riley Sager. 2 scraggly thrillers left. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it, which is John Grisham's The Judge's List. And I do have the second book. I don't know where it is, or maybe I took it back. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, so, and then I got Colleen Hoover. So I'm just going to put those. Where should I put these? Right here. Let me put those right there. And then I've got my science fiction by Octavia Butler. And then this one is by John Mars. It's like science fiction / thriller. So I'm gonna see if I can fit these books here, which I can. Yep. All right, y'all. So those are all of my books. And then I'm going to save this cart, push it to this other side of the room, and it'll be overflow. I think it'll be overflow. But I like, you know what? I got more books, y'all. I got more books behind me that I didn't even see. And these are cookbooks. Cookbooks, and then a James Baldwin book. So I could probably just put these here. The Souls of Black Folks. And then my 2 cookbooks. These need a place. I'll just put them right here. I hate that they're blocking my books. I might just put these on that shelf. And when doctors don't listen, I'll put these as overflow on this hanging shelf. And I should be good. Thank you so much for watching me organize my shelves. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and be blessed. Bye.